Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Wrestle Plug podcast. I'm, of course, your host, the king of Egyptian shithousery, that is Aaron Nix. I do everything in wrestling apart from wrestle, and even then I wrestle, but it's just not that good. But I'll tell you who is really, really good at the wrestles. My guest today is the retro dude, Rudi Root. Welcome to the Wrestle
Ah,
Plug, finally.
pleasure to be here, bro. Thanks for having me, man.
Excellent, excellent. We're all suitably coked up and ready to go. Oh, that's just me. Sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't do drugs, by the way. Before anyone starts freaking out,
Same,
what?
same here, same
Yeah,
here.
no, we are straight edge. We're sort of straight edge athletes. Unless caffeine counts, in which case, good God, am I gilled up for the rafters? Right, Rudi Root. We've been after you for about 2.5 years. We had a nice hiatus where we hated everybody, and now you're back, the Isle of Wight's finest technical wrestler that has probably ever been produced. Trying to think who else from the Isle of Wight would be any famous wrestlers from the Isle of Wight that you're aware of?
Uh, Probably way back, way back when I was young. There's a guy called Carl the Bull, but I don't know what's happened to him now.
No idea, no
Yeah.
clue. But we're just going to go with the fact that you're the most famous technical wrestler on the Isle of Wight, which is quite good because the Isle of Wight is starting to really blossom in terms of professional wrestling. So before we get into all your current modern ventures and things of that nature, let's talk
Hmm.
about the journey of Rudi Root. So for the most part, we already know where you've trained, what you've
Hmm.
done.
Yeah.
Your sort of early days. But one thing I really want to talk about is the influence of Japanese wrestling on you, because obviously
Yeah.
from the day I met you, it was like New Japan this, All Japan that, Noah this. And at the time, I liked Japanese wrestling, but recently I've been very lucky and worked with a lot of talents from Noah and All Japan, Big Japan Pro, and so you widen your horizons when it comes to wrestling. How important is Japanese wrestling over every other style of wrestling? Purezu, as they call it, super strong style. How important is that to your career and your trajectory so far?
It definitely has helped a lot immensely. I look at Japanese wrestling as like because they treat it like a real sport. They do like everything about it from the entrances to that final bell. It's everything is all proper, like treated like sport, like a sport. Nothing too jokey or hokey pokey like that. And I've just really gravitated towards it because it was just the sheer volume of the selling they would do and like the whole strong style where it's literally the fight and the warrior, how much is he willing to take just to come back and hit him with something just as more impressive. And it's just that that warrior spirit and everything about it. I just love it.
Yeah, it's very evident in your style of wrestling that you hit very hard, a very Japanese style of wrestling. Quick
Shot party.
Yeah, fucking right. I haven't had the pleasure yet, thank God. Although I've seen what happens when people do get in the way of it and they end up with beetroot chest, which is wonderful to be honest. I mean, what's the point of chopping someone if you can't see it, eh? So yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
I'll give as good as I take, but God forbid the day I have to get in the ring with you and your gas tank, vaunted athlete that you are. Um, Japanese wrestling, very physical, very aggressive. Have you ever had any complaints from wrestlers that you're too strong style, that you hit too hard?
None, actually, as the top of my head.
It's
No,
because we're
not so.
British and Murad. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, nothing. I mean, I might have sometimes accidentally stiffed someone with a kick, but straight after I've identified it and just gone up to them and said, "I'm very sorry, bro. Yeah, didn't mean to," and they've just gone. So as long as you haven't done it like 8 or 9 times in a row, then there would be a problem.
Yeah, otherwise you're getting receipts aplenty, young man, from the
Oh yes.
refrigeration aisle of Asda, young man. Yeah, it's I'm interested by it because it is very strong, and I've trained with guys who hit very hard in that kind of style, and I don't mind. I know that some people prefer a soft style of approach. They prefer it to look good but without the context. Some people like to get hit. Lunatrix is a good example of that. Your good friend. Um,
Yes.
Not so much my friend, but she's alright. I'll tolerate her. But yeah, like Lunatrix is another one where she prefers to be hit hard. And I think that's what makes you guys quite special on the Isle of Wight, particularly at Phoenix, is that you've got a collection of athletes, along with all the people you're bringing in from places like Kapow and stuff, who don't mind being hit a bit harder. Kelly Six is another good example of that. Someone who likes to hit hard, who makes her, they make their shit look real.
She's
Um,
a tough cookie. She's a very tough cookie.
Luna Trix is, yeah, like
Yes.
much harder than she thinks she is. Like she thinks
Yeah.
she's like this soft, delicate angel, and she's not. She's a fucking battle axe.
Yeah. She scares me.
She scares all of us, mate. And apart from, I, to be honest, I'll knock her out. She's a pussy. That's, um, you know, what you can do about it, love? Nothing. Yeah, no, she's very good at what she does, as are you. There's a real DNA, should I say, through
Hmm.
everyone that you're involved with, that you're close and personal with, where they hit properly. Even Ajax, our friend Ajax,
Yes.
like, he yeah, obviously he doesn't see himself as a big shot, or he doesn't even see himself as a wrestler. He just sees himself as somebody who dabbles, and that's fine. That's up to him. But I've sort of, seen what he does, and he hits very hard. You, of course, have wrestled Ajax a couple of times.
Yes.
You know
Yes.
how hard he hits the chop counter.
Yes. And he still holds the record. I think it was 50 chops
50, 51.
overall.
Yeah, 51.
51 to be precise. Yes. That guy,
51 sodding chops. Yeah,
he
it's a
hits
weird
hard though.
thing. Do you know what's interesting about that night was I know that it wasn't everyone's cup of tea, but that match stood out to me because it was entirely different to everyone else's. Everyone had gone for gimmick stuff or,
Mm,
flippy shit or whatever it might have been. You guys have gone
mm,
for, right, we're a couple of big meaty lads. Let's fucking slap the shit out of each other. And I
mm.
imagine Japanese enthusiasts would have loved it. The problem is finding that balance. Do you find it difficult as a wrestler? Because obviously you've got a fantastic gimmick to go along with the fact that you are strong style, you are the retro dude, you are a purveyor of all things retro. You love synthwave and all these different things.
Yeah.
And that's very evident. What I like about you is you come out, it's very obvious immediately what you are, the name, everything about it. I'm a big believer in you should be able to sell to me who you are in 30 seconds or less. And if you can't, then you need to rethink what you're doing in professional wrestling. I know from 5 seconds, the retro dude really rough. Look at all this synthwave and 8-bit stuff and retro arcade games and the music. Everything's really tight. It's very professional. Do you find it difficult because your wrestling style is so physical to tone it down when you do really hyper family friendly shows? Because you work summer camps, you work in front of,
Yeah.
mostly kids and things like that, as well as a hardcore adult audience. Do you have to adapt your style, or do you believe
Yeah.
in a one style, one solution?
No, I believe in adapting each time. When I've wrestled multiple times for Kapow Wrestling, there's a few wrestlers there that are not obviously strong style, but when we're just going through like the match and whatnot, I can kind of get a feel like, okay, we are going for that. So I ain't gonna uh hit hard or nothing, not hard but you know what I mean, like the strong
Hmm.
style. But I don't mind like toning it down as long as because I've always got something else back up to do as well, like some flippy dippy stuff off the ropes. So to me, it's like, well, I've just crashed and burned from a moonsault. There's my strong style for me.
That's
But
yeah.
but funny enough, touching back to what you said there about it's easy identifiable when I come out within 30 seconds. Not long, I think it was Socks, the ref. He actually said he said there was like too many faces who are trying to be like Stone Cold. So they'll wear dark black gear. I guess you are a very rare breed, Roots, because you don't come across that many colourful blue blooded baby faces. And actually thinking back, thinking around the South Coast or anywhere, I keep thinking, is there? I can't seem to think. I mean, you've got Lion Kid's one. Um Top of my head. So I can actually think.
Says a lot, doesn't it? That you can't think of too many off the top of your head. Like, Capal's a very colorful place to work as well. It's very explosive. It's very, it's based off of comic books, isn't it? Originally, that was kind
Yeah.
of the original premise. It really captured the boom of Marvel and things like that under Will
I
Armstrong.
love
And
Kapow.
yeah, like it's obviously, I would hope so. With the amount of times you wrestle there, young man, it's kind of merged, hasn't it, with SWF, and there's a little bit
Mm.
of quality in there as well. And I think that's very smart from them because what they've done is they found different pools of talent that they can work with across the South
Oh
Coast
yeah.
and beyond. Chris is very good at what he does as well, the promoter of Kapow and SWF. I think he's alongside Will, if I remember rightly.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
sure I'll get an email correcting me if I get that wrong, but yeah, it's one of those things where Kapow caters to a very good family friendly audience with a lot of color. Do you feel like the home that is Kapow is perfect for Rudi Root? That's where you finally found where you belong.
Yeah. Yes. For my character. Yeah. Definitely. Um. I blend in just so naturally. I do when I'm working along. When I look at the card, and I'm like alongside like Ian Logan or like a Kelly Six or a Bruiser. It's all they're just so colourful, and it's just and of course Twitch as well. It's just they've got a splash of everything, you know. Um, yeah, it's just colour. I mean, it's I fit right in, and the crowd as well. It's like it's really weird the crowd because obviously they travel a lot around the south, and certain places they're very vocal. They're very vocal. I like to put them as this is a wrestling town because they're very loud. When I've gone to a show and they're very quiet, it's like this isn't a wrestling town. They obviously don't have that much wrestling here for a very long time. So, but like when I've been to like Broadstone,
Hmm.
last time I was there, they were absolutely loud. I mean, I could have literally had a conversation in the ring. What else? When I was in I think Haywards Heath, they were very loud as well. Bit of a travel, but yeah, very, very vocal. But when you've gone to places like I think Uckfield, it's like someone's put the mute button. It's like,
I
well,
was
they
going to
have to
ask about
try so
Uckfield.
hard.
Yeah, I was curious about it because I used to live in Crowborough, which was literally
Mm.
10 minutes up the road. There was a number of times actually Kapow ran down the road from me and I just never went. Yeah, I'm told Uckfield. I mean, Uckfield is a very quiet place. It's one of these random outposts in the middle of nowhere,
Yeah,
in East Sussex. And there's a lot of places like that. You're kind of right on the border of where Rumble work as well, which is somewhere I predominantly work. And there's there's a need for wrestling in those towns, but the fans don't often react to it as much as you would expect. Whereas like Portsmouth, like you say, and places
yeah,
like a lot of cool places that you run actually that I know for different reasons or whatever it might be. Henfield being one of them.
mm,
These are places where there's not much else going on. And so what you tend to find is that people love the wrestling more because they haven't got anything to do. This is a night out for them. Whereas
yeah,
places where they have options, big cities like London and stuff like that, it can be a much harder market to crack. And especially if you're going to a place like London where they're used to smart heavy stuff like Progress, the smart mark
mm.
stuff, Progress, Rev Pro, whatever it might be. Um, your style for me fits perfectly with something like a Rev Pro. Is there still a dream to work in a place like that?
Um, yeah. I mean, if the opportunity came up, like if I was approached or if I actually went to a few of their training sessions, put my foot in the door, I'm sure I'd be given the opportunity. But it's at the moment it's just all with my current work and my current bookings as well. It's just all go go go. It is. It's like and of course with Phoenix Pro, it's just all go go and it's just I'm kind of picking and choosing. Well, not. I'm kind of like looking forward just to my days off when I've got nothing on. So I was like, I can now unwind for a bit. But they seem to be getting further and further away.
That's the dream, though, isn't it? Like you want to
Of
be fully
course,
booked as a
I
wrestler.
do. Yeah, definitely. It's just I mean, I would love to be booked every weekend, but obviously at the same time, I need to know that recovery is always very important because I did a tour for Kapow recently. It was the Gangrel tour, and uh, afterwards I was burnt out. Literally, it's just like when you face someone like Hunky Dory and then the Bruiser and then Joshua James, the final day where it's my favorite match this year. It's my best match this year, hands down. It's like proper strong style, and it was just I gave it everything I did in that one, and by the end of it, I was completely burnt out, and I was just like I need a day or two to recover.
Yeah, it does catch up with you.
Mm.
When I first started, I was doing one show in a blue moon, so I wasn't that bothered. And then all of a sudden, like, 84 shows last year, and you sort of, you start picking up these dates. And even now, like, I'm, well ahead of track to smash that record this year. And there are days like the end of this weekend, I've worked 5 days straight, and I'm like, oh, like,
Wow.
especially these half-term kind of tours, like Power does and things like that. Rumble does a lot of half-term tours. Um, any kind of public holidays, that's when things really ramp up. And of course, you do summer camps as well. Do you plan on doing the summer camps this year?
Um, no, not as many as I did past 2 years. Because well, it just kind of eats up my work holiday. It does. So
Yeah.
I instead I plan on doing festivals. Uh, quite quite a few actually for World War Wrestling, and yeah, it's I'm so looking forward to them. And I think I'll be at Deer Shed for Kapow, and I think they've got another festival in September as well. So yeah, most of my holidays will be going towards festivals.
How
Love
hard
them.
is it to find that balance between, because you got a shoot job like most of us, I'm
Mm,
very blessed that I make my entire living through what I do, not just in wrestling, obviously, but
mm,
predominantly through wrestling. That's probably where the majority of my income comes from. But for you, you have a shoot job, you have something
yeah.
that is, shall we say, dare I say, a bit more mundane than the professional wrestling world. Then I think that's safe to say with anyone's job, really. Nothing's as exciting as wrestling. Uh,
Mm.
but how hard is it to, like, do you find that you run out of holiday, you have to start working extra shifts to kind of cover, because you do work a lot. It's not like you're working once or twice every like 3 months.
Yeah, it's well, luckily enough, well, I've got a plan around it. Luckily enough, we work only Monday to Thursday. Well, work.
Okay,
So I get Friday, Saturday, Sunday off, which is an absolute blessing. Um, so like yeah, the last couple of years I've actually used my floating for campsites, and then by the time like um the second half of the year or something comes up, it's like, oh, this has popped up. And it's like I can't do it. I've got no holiday. I've got nothing.
fair enough.
So I've sometimes had to muster the strength to like, okay, I've done a Sunday show. I've got the 12 o'clock. I've got the midnight boat back. I'm home now at 1 o'clock. I've got to get up at 5:30. Okay, we can do this. Set multiple alarms, ready to get up. And it's like, okay, just plow through this one day and have an early night after work. It's fine, but it's doing okay. It's just by the end of the day at work, because I work manufacturing, I build like fireplaces, and it's by the end I'm just like, I want to like sometimes just go straight to the gym, straight to there, but I've got to pick and choose when I can, kind of like, so I don't, again, it goes back to want to burn myself out. So I would go on a Friday, still not working. Would go Thursday even because obviously, well, the work week's finished, so I'm buzzing. So, but Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I'm just like, yeah, I've done my work. Go home, dinner, bed. That's it.
A simple and effective lifestyle. You live on the Isle of Wight, right? There's no,
Unfortunately,
unfortunately,
I
is
live on
that
a
is
rock.
that is that based solely on the fact? Is it unfortunate just because it's the Isle of Wight, or because it interferes with the ability to travel to wrestling?
Now, if we had a bridge, I would have said, yes, the lovely Isle of Wight. But where we have the most expensive ferries ever in human history, yeah, we live on the damn Isle of Wight.
There you go. Yeah, you do have astonishingly. I think it's the most expensive like channel of water in Europe, isn't it? Or something like that.
Yeah,
Something
and
mad like that.
non-consistent as well. Non-consistent. I would
Yeah.
rock up like, oh, I've booked the 7 o'clock boat. Oh, okay, that's good. I get there. There's no sailing today. It's like, oh, we did something on the website. It goes, yes, it did. I went, well, when's the next one? 7 a.m. It's like, I got 7 hours, I got 12 hours to wait. It's like, bugger this. I'll try Portsmouth and go there. Yes, there's one leaving half an hour. Right, I have to pay extra. I don't care. Get me home.
Yeah, that's one of my main questions was going to be, obviously it's something I've spoken about ad nauseum with yourself, with Lunatrix, with other wrestlers that have gone to and from the Isle of Wight. How difficult is it to sell yourself as a wrestler, knowing full well that you have to do the extra work? That's like, for instance, I live in Portsmouth, right? Very near you, actually, like a
Mm.
stone's throw, quite literally, for some of us. But yeah, for me, it's like, oh, okay, I'm doing CSF this weekend. Awesome. That's 2.5 hour drive sorted. It's no problem. So the expenses are relatively easy. Whereas with you, you've then got to factor in, even though you're literally only like, what, 3 or 4 miles from me, probably in a straight line,
Yeah.
you've got to factor in all this extra money, especially if you're bringing a car over. If you're a foot passenger, it's a bit cheaper, but then you've got to factor in, oh, can someone pick me up from Portsmouth? Can someone pick me up from Southampton? Can someone do
Yeah.
this, do that? Do you find that it's been more difficult to convince promoters to use you because of that extra expense that is working from the Isle of Wight and traveling from there?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it scares promoters off when they see about the boat. For like Kapow, if there's anyone on the same show who lives in Southampton or Portsmouth, yeah, Luna and I will say like, oh, can we grab a lift? And easy peasy there. But when it comes to like shows which are like north of Wales, for instance, sake, yes, I go out a near 4 hour drive. Funnily enough, I was built for driving long distance for some weird reason because I just don't get tired when I drive.
I've noticed
There's
that you always do all the driving, always.
because I love what I do, and it's weird enough. As soon as I get on the boat when we're traveling back, because everyone else is asleep in the car. As soon as I get on the boat, I'm just gone. It's like my mind is like, you're on a mission. Get home. It's just like I keep telling myself, I'm built for rest and travel. I really am. You ain't slowing me down. But for the X's, it's just made well. Sometimes we have to take a hit, and that's on the boat. Um, but petrol, yeah, for X's they pay that. But it's just um, it just yeah, just it's and we get a discount as well. I mean, I get a discount for my work, and it's still a lot. It's
How much is it like boat? Because like for instance, if I get a passenger ferry, I can get a discount. It's like less than 20
mm,
quid return, which when you think about it is, I'd probably pay more for train. I pay that just to go to London to do like EWE or whoever or Coliseum or whatever it might be. But for you, it's like you've actually got to think because of if you take a car, right, it's a lot more expensive, isn't it?
yes, it's a lot more. Like without discount, you're probably looking like between 120 150
Fuck
return.
me.
Yeah.
Right. That's
And
a
then
big amount of money.
with the discount though, you're looking at £60. It's still a lot.
It's still a lot, yeah. Like I like very rarely are my expenses over 40 or 50 quid, maybe for the stretch. I do Rise. That's probably
Mm,
the one where you're like, oh, we're rigged up north or True Grit. It's going to be a little bit more. I can sort of offset that slightly with the fact that my wages are different because of what I'm providing. But it's also that thing of, yeah, what people forget is wrestlers, it's still to this day and age, don't get paid jack shit for what they do.
I know that
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, the average wage is like 30, 40 quid, and then your expense. It's really
Yeah.
not much. You're doing it for the love of it, not because you're going to make money.
That's what I do it for. I mean, I did that for Paris from CXW. Um, I said I said just pay for my booking, man. Seriously, I love this so much. I know some people might not like it out there, but I hear all the stories from the people who are in like AEW and WWE. It's like I would wrestle for free just to
Hmm.
get to where I am. It's like, you know, everyone has to make sacrifices. I mean, I would love it if all my extras were paid, but come on, in a realistic world, that ain't going to happen unless you're working in the bigger leagues. And here, you're just trying to get a name for yourself out there. So you're just trying to, all you're doing is spreading your product around. So your product, you're spreading it around, getting the name out there, and eventually I always thought people always get a lucky break. They get that one lucky break, and I still think I haven't had mine yet. So it's out there waiting.
You're certainly growing. Last time I really had a chance to know you, like a couple of years ago, you weren't
Yeah.
working in nearly as many places. Since then, things like CXW have taken off. You're working at HEW, you're doing World War Wrestling. So you're definitely on the trajectory. You're moving upwards and you're
Yes.
working with very legit, guys like Brett Meadows, excellent promoters who know what they're doing, who are going to
I
open
love
doors for you.
Brett. I
Who
love
doesn't?
Brett. I mean,
Nah,
if he's watching
he's
this
a
right,
dickhead.
if he's watching this right now, I just want to know when can I move
He
in?
ain't watching it. He ain't watching it. And trust me,
Oh,
Brett don't watch my podcast, please. If we put him over enough, he might. Mm,
well, I should say, yeah, I'm moving in with him. Yeah, he said it's cool. He says it's fine.
I can imagine you and Brett Meadows living together. That'd be wild. I do like this little storyline you have that you can't take a proper selfie together.
Oh, yeah. Every time we're together, you just go flip each other, and make stupid faces. I don't know why.
That's
That was
Brett
at
in a
BH.
nutshell.
That was us at BHW. Yeah, that was a heck of a travel as well.
It will be.
Yeah,
What's the furthest you've travelled so far as a wrestler?
got two, I think. I think it was North Wales. I can't remember the place, or it might
Exposure.
be. No, that was South.
That was Newport,
Uh,
wasn't it?
yeah, yeah,
That was
yeah,
still a long trek to basically do about a couple of minutes in about a roll.
yeah. Nigel actually said something about that as well. He was saying, I was, you should have had more time, but it's just how
That's that's up to
it
him,
all
isn't
went.
it? He's in
Yeah,
charge. So.
it's just how everything all just materialized together. I mean, be honest, I was new there, of course, and it's like a new world for me. So I'm just like I was gonna go with the flow and get try and get my shit in, as they say.
Out of all of these people, you've wrestled a lot of people recently. Who haven't you
Yeah.
wrestled that you need to wrestle? What burning desire do you have in terms of wrestling opponents? Who do you need to wrestle that is realistically plausible in the next few months or at least this calendar year?
Okay. I've one always is at the top of my head every time. Uh, I've got a fantasy match.
Hmm. Everyone does.
Um, who have I always wanted? Okay, I've got two. Then it's Isaac North
Hmm.
and, and Chuck Mambo.
Chuck Mambo seems like your perfect tag partner. Never mind anything
Uh,
else. Yeah, he's great. I've worked with both of those guys quite a few times. Isaac North's an interesting one because he's like the antithesis of you in terms of gimmick, isn't he? Very dark, very
Complete
brooding,
yes.
very
That's why
bleak.
it's just, and I just love the persona. I mean, it's so dark and it's just so creepy. When every time I see his photos, I just keep picturing Evil Dead. I'm just like, this is
Yeah.
just pure concentrated evil, and it's just like the retro dude, the happy-go-lucky, bright colors used to face the darkest thing in the UK scene, Isaac North.
That's why Damien was probably the perfect matchup for you.
I've had, yeah, I have had altercation, well, not interaction with him. It was at Lockhorns. We were only in
Mm.
a rumble, but that was so funny. That was because the ring announcer decides to move his car as he's doing like the countdown for each wrestler to come in for the rumble. So
Okay.
the last person was supposed to be Damien. I'm in there with some other guys, and I just say to him like, "Oh, Damien's taking a long time. What's going on here? Has he like bailed or something?" It's like I don't know what's going on. And then eventually we just hit a 10, 9, like that was 15 minutes. What was the ring announcer doing? He was moving his car.
That is fun. That's so carny. That's so fucking carny. Like, how come it took 15 minutes for the last man who entered?
I
Also,
know.
shout out to Damien getting the last booking in the Rumble. I know exactly what you're up to, Sunshine. That's smart. It works smart, not harder, young man. Um,
I really wrestled earlier that day as well. We were in a tag match. It was Jack Torino and myself versus Damien and I can't remember some other guy. And yeah, it was just it was a lot of fun. I stood on Jack Torino's shoulders, and the other mate he stood on Damien's, and we were just slapping each other in the face, and we just gave each other a double one. We both fell off our partner's shoulders, and then Torino and Damien went at it as well.
Genius.
It's
I've
so
got to try and
funny.
dig that out now on YouTube. Thanks. It's probably
You,
not
you
even
won't
available.
you
No.
won't find it. No,
God damn it.
I've actually asked the promoter, and he's the last thing I heard was like going, I think I've got it somewhere. That was a year ago.
And that is how people like me get so much work because we can ensure that you'll get your footage. It is
Yeah.
what it is. Yeah, no, it's yeah, some promoters are better than others when it comes to footage and stuff like that. How hard is it for you? Because obviously social media and footage and highlights and graphic design, all these things, that's where the star power is. That's what boosts your brand. That's how people recognize you. It's a social media game, it's a technology game now.
Yeah.
How hard is that for you to hype your brand? Knowing full well that not only are you not the most tech savvy guy in the world because you're retro in it, so you're probably still working with Commodore 64, but it's also that thing of, you've got to try and battle a lot of these promoters where, with all due respect, some of these more smaller promotions, they're not as forthcoming when it comes to giving you content, even though it's going to benefit them as much as it is you.
I know. I just feel when I normally do after like a couple of months, I'm like, okay, I'll do another highlight package, and it's like I kind of resent like, oh, I've got to use this footage again, but it's the only one I've got of me doing this corkscrew tope at the top rope. It's like, but this is going back like a year ago. It's like, it's like, but it shows my best things I can do. So I'm like, I guess I could put it in there, but I have to use other footage, from like, which isn't so flash in the pan kind of stuff. I mean,
Hmm.
I know some promoters just want to see your footwork and your movement, but I always think, does a promoter really want to sit there for 5, 10 minutes and watch me move around a ring? It's like I think when they rather see me how I interact and engage with the crowd or how smooth my transitions are, that kind of stuff. But it's
Difficult
it's
balance, isn't it? Difficult
it's a,
balance.
an acquired taste, it's a something for everyone what they're looking for.
Yeah, a lot of promoters that I speak to nowadays, they say keep it short because they're inundated. I run a
Mm.
lot of different wrestling companies' social medias now, And we are inundated with guys who send these massive, elongated. See, if I can offer advice to anyone watching, don't send a fucking ream of shit because first of all, it's tuned out really quickly. First order of business, let's see your highlight reel, and also make it a short one. Nobody wants to
Mm.
see that. I know some wrestlers have sent 7 minute highlight reels. No one's going to watch that. I personally might watch it just as a fan, but as a promoter, if I've got say 20 wrestlers in my inbox and only one of them sent me say a 2 minute highlight reel, cool, that guy's getting first dibs because I know that he hasn't wasted so much of my time. A lot of guys will write obnoxious things down like, I've done all these seminars. Yeah, that's great, but it's one day out of, hundreds and hundreds of days of training. Unless it's super notable, like an EC3 or something, crack on in it.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things like, I've done a seminar with, Bobby Clogs who wrestles at Tin Pot North. And I'm like, I don't give a fucking shit, if I'm being honest. He's 18 plus, by the way, for anyone who's watching. I'll try to keep it as family friendly as possible, to be fair, because I know that
I
Rudy's
don't
got an
swear.
amazing family. But Rudy, you never swear, do you? Do you still say biscuits, by the way, whenever
Oh,
you're
yeah,
around?
I still say biscuits. Yeah, I actually, I always try when I do
Wonderful.
commentary. I always try and get that word in as well.
You do
So
commentary, do you? Trying to steal my job, are you?
I've commentated on a Lunatrix match
Oh
for
God, I'm so
SOS.
sorry.
I always ask promoters, me and Boogie Benjamin. They asked, "Oh, could you guys do some commentary on
Oh,
the next
I
match?" I went,
love
yeah,
AJ
sure.
Boogie Benjamin. He's
Oh,
great.
he's
Yeah.
my G. He's awesome.
I
He's
love
one.
SOS.
It was yeah, match with Luna, and she took like a Black Widow, and I just shouted out, "Oh, biscuits!" And then Boogie goes, "Biscuits indeed. I think this is a three." And then on the Damien versus Tim Strange casket match at CXW, I was like, "I'm gonna get that word biscuits in somehow," and yeah, I managed to. So it's like, yes, I'm 2 for 2
Tim
at the moment.
Tim Strange. Is there a casket big enough for Tim Strange?
Yes,
I've had dinner with
yes.
Tim Strange recently, actually. I had dinner with him before a Rise show. Me and the Pursuit Boys, we all hung out and had heard of stuff. I'll tell you what, you haven't lived until you've sat in a tiny little charcoal grill next to Tim Strange trying to eat. He's quite impressive. He's what a gentleman, though. Lovely
He's
guy,
a
must
lovely
say.
guy.
Yeah,
Lovely guy.
proper
I've got
sweetheart.
all time for him. I was at CXW, yeah, and we were just chatting outside, and he was just continuous. He was just chewing tobacco and just get spitting every time. I was just like, real proper cowboy,
I was
real
going to say
proper.
he's a real cowboy, isn't he? He's Canadian as well,
Yeah,
isn't he? He's not American, he's Canadian, right?
yeah, he's Canadian. Yeah, yeah,
Canadian Cowboys. Fair enough.
yeah.
Yeah, fair play. I like Tim Strange. I got a lot of time for him. How is
Same. Yeah.
CXW for you? How was your most recent match at CXW? You're in a triple threat, right?
Oh, well, what can I say? I broke my thumbtack virginity. I must say.
Oh,
I
really? How was that? Taking a what? Did you take a flat back bump on him?
I took a butt bump and a back bump.
How was it? How does it feel?
I tell you what, actually, it's not as bad as you think. Adrenaline masks everything. It
Yeah,
really does. The only time it hurt is when I went to get up. I was like, there's one stuck in my finger. But
yeah.
yeah, my gear was so I did a Harry Potter spot, and it's on my Instagram. You can see me kind of like with a broom, just like flying at Sassy Bear. He completely Samoa Joe's me, and I just literally butt bump onto the thumbtacks,
Oh,
and
oh,
then later on he picks me up, just headbutts me, and I just fall back, whip myself on there, and just like, and that's when you see the footage back, that is genuinely me screaming my ass off, like
really?
the shock. I'm not like putting on like that's. It must have lasted for. It felt like 10 seconds, just screaming because I was like, "So this is what it really feels like on your back."
So it is horrible then.
Yeah,
Would you
but the
do a
match
death
is
match?
no,
No,
no light tubes, no, not for me. Sorry,
no.
no,
I mean,
no.
thumbtacks are kind of halfway there, aren't they, for a lot of people?
Yeah, yeah, but if I mean, they wouldn't even bought it. Joey Naylor bought him with him. It's, can we use these thumbtacks? Like, I guess we're using thumbtacks. And then Sam Wakefield, I asked him, when you pull the thumbtacks out, make sure it's one side of the ring, not dead center. Oh, don't worry, I've got this. Oh, I've got it, I got it. So what's he do? He puts a dead center of the ring.
What a dick. Nice going, Sam, you piece of
Samuel
shit.
bloody Wakefield,
You absolute biscuit, Sam.
you
Well,
biscuits, you
you,
bourbon
you,
biscuits,
you freaking biscuit man, bin
you
man. That's
jammy,
what you are.
yeah, you jammy dodger, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, that's right. You rich T.
yeah.
Better than
Yeah.
being Frankie T, innit? Let's be honest. Got to get the old Frankie T shots in while we can on every podcast. He don't watch
Lol.
anyways. That's all right. He's got 25 kids. He ain't got time to watch this podcast. Um, he's a good lad. I'm sure Lunatrix is asking who
He,
the fuck that is at this point.
I like Frankie. He's nice and chill. He's a chill guy.
Very chill, isn't he? Yeah, he's got a good personality. He's a good person. Is there anyone in this business that you've? Because do you know what? I've never seen you lose your temper. I've never really seen you properly angry, or you're not the kind of person who would ever shoot on someone or give anyone a receipt or any nonsense like that. But has there ever been a time where you worked with someone and thought, God, this guy's a you don't have to name names, but if you ever worked with someone and thought, this guy's a fucking dick, like I'm not working that person again.
Yeah, yeah. Um, there's uh, there's one.
And
Um,
how is Joshua Jones? Is he all right?
no, I love Joshua James.
I
He is my
that's
style.
if he's watching this, he knows that's a joke. I love. Do you know what?
Yeah,
I saw him wrestle like 6 or 7 years ago, and I remember even then saying to anyone who would listen, "What book this fucking guy? He's so good." And even now, I still don't feel like he works nearly as much as he should do. Like he's a premium heavyweight, and he doesn't
yes.
get nearly as much love for what he does, and he makes our
Uh,
shit look so good. Yeah.
uh, yeah. I mean, I think I literally like had a massive connection with him when we were at Deershed last year. So I didn't know who he was at first because he rocked up Kelly Six. I was like, oh, he's this guy Josh, another Josh. Great, got more Joshes here. Okay, um, and then I started just talking about to Kelly Six about the G1 climax, and then Joshua James like, oh, I'm watching that, and then instantly that was it. He comes over,
Awesome.
goes, oh, I've got the highlights for night four. Let's watch it. So we just sat in the tent, just watching the highlights of the G1 climax, and we had a match.
You wrestle dorks, the lot of you. I love it. Good bonding experience that watching the G1 climax in a tent with Joshua
Yeah,
James. That's
yes,
you're not getting that story anywhere else, are you? It's like having
no.
McDonald's on the way back from Wales with Frankie Kazarian. We have weird stories to tell. It's a lot of fun. What's the weirdest thing that's ever happened to you as a wrestler? Do you remember?
What on the road, like, or weird?
Anything like what's something that stands out? Like everyone's got a memory like no other. Like, I'll never forget Frankie Kazarian doing Iron Sheik impressions in my car and just making everyone fucking pop the shit out of it. Is there anything that kind of stands out to you memory wise that you think that's a memory I can take to the grave? I'm never gonna forget that moment.
I tell you what, it's yeah. Again, it happened at Deershed. The magic of Deershed. I
I
love
was
it.
gonna say you love this place.
It was like the best weekend I ever had for wrestling purpose and like people there. So, um, Lunatrix and we are in the we're wrestling for Kapow at the Big Top, and they've only got like 4 matches on because they've got a small little time scale. And I think she goes out there earlier, has a match, gets beaten, double teamed, and she goes, "I'll find a tag team partner, yada yada yada." So, um, obviously there's 4 matches, and normally you have Kapow do it. After two, they have an interval, and then the other two. But obviously, where they didn't have much time, they didn't bother an interval. So I'm at back. I'm just getting all my stuff on. I'm getting all prepped. I'm like, I'm going to get the hell wet. If I don't look like Sideshow Bob, which you can tell while we're wrestling against Callie Gray, it's very fluffy.
Maximum frizz.
Yes. And I'm just sorting my hair out. And then we hear Will said, and Lunatrix is, we got a tag team match coming up, and it's Lunatrix with her tag partner, Rudi Root. I'm like, oh, okay, cool, cool. And all of a sudden, my music, whoop, whoop. I'm like, what? And then
What
Luna
now?
just comes run. Yeah, Luna just comes running next to the tank. Goes, we're up. I goes, oh shit! I'm quickly grabbing my gear and all my jacket. We're sprinting like across this field into the big top. As obviously my theme's playing, and it's all like speeding up, speeding up. You hear the shot party. I'm like, get in there quick! And we literally, as soon as it drops, we hit that stage, and we're like, we haven't even like gone through much of the match with nothing. And we just thought we automatically tune into the root of all tricks, and we do the whole our stupid miss high five spot when we enter. But it was just like we were literally like that far away from like missing our entrance. Just
How
caught us
was
so
how
off
was the
guard.
match in the end? All right.
Oh, it was great. We ended it with I think it was we, we ended it with I think it was Rebellion's finisher. I think it was Ford. I think it was called Ford G. Is it?
That's
I
some
think
that's
it's
some
that.
foreshadowing is what that is.
Yeah, yeah.
That's good shit. Have you wrestled the
But
Rebellion yet as a pair?
Yes, it was at Motorfest. It was the Root of All Tricks versus the Rebellion, and
How did that go? How is it hang? I mean, for you, I imagine it was. I bet Trix was shitting her pants, wasn't she? Like,
not really. I was the one getting beaten up, getting the heat. She was,
yeah.
she got the, but she got it for us. Yes, she won it for us. She brought home the bacon.
Who did she pin in that match?
Probably be Torino.
Fair play. Fair play.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's fair enough. Again,
and
foreshadowing.
and then did wrestle them again. Actually, it was at another festival. Um, it was myself and JJ Valère.
Awesome.
And and funny enough, for some weird reason, there was a lot more botches in that because I don't know why. It was just it felt a lot more faster paced, and I think that's where a lot of the mishaps from. I hold my hand up, yeah, from my end because I completely CM Punked the buckshot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah,
That's
but
surprising. I can't imagine it. I don't think I've ever seen you botch.
it's either a week. So when I look back, I'm like, should have hit a bit more mustard on it, or
There's a spot involving you that I torment a young Ajax for. He wrestled you once in a singles match in a nightclub, and he went to clothesline you while you were sat down, and he just
yeah,
didn't like. It was the most phantom clothesline of all time.
yeah.
There's no
Have you
like
just
sense to it. Can you
have you
provide some
stat?
insight into whose fault that is?
Oh, it's his, completely, all his. All
Definitely
right.
unprofessional, Ajax. Very
I
unprofessional.
I
Yeah.
I can recall it as it was yesterday. All right. So I said to him, like, thing is, he was just going to come off the ropes once and hit me with a clothesline. I said, no, hit the ropes twice, build up some momentum, you know. But I said, hit me with the clothesline as soon as I'm stood up straight.
Uh-huh.
So he hits the ropes. He hits the ropes again. I'm like, oh, he's gone from the wrong side. I'll just take my time by getting up a bit more then. So I haven't actually stood up straight yet. And then he runs past, and I just hear, "Where's the footsteps? I can't hear them." And I look between my legs, and I just see someone standing there. I turn around, and there he is. Look at me like he has the look on his face like I've just killed someone. With his hands on his head, and I just literally launched myself at him, and I'm like, "Dude, just hit me with a line. Just hit me with
Bless
a line."
him. Oh, bless. Well,
But
I look forward to
I,
you recreating the spot. That'll be fun.
yeah,
You got to
oh
do a
bless
callback
them.
to it. You got to do a callback to it if you ever wrestle them again. It'd be just so
Yeah,
funny. It's still to this day one of those things where I'm like, what the fuck was that? Like, you know what? I
time just
stood
stood
there, I
still.
stood there with my camera like, and everyone's frozen. Like me, Toby, we're all like, okay.
Yeah,
Crack on, I guess. He's gonna fucking hit the roof when he hears that I've been fucking regaling people with that story. Definitely worth checking out. I think it's still available on YouTube. If not, I'll dig it out
yeah.
from somewhere. It's quite funny. Yeah, no, it's good shit. Right, let's move forward to current day. And on April 27th, Rudy, you will finally fulfill the ambition a lot of people would love to do, which is co-promote your own professional wrestling show. Phoenix Pro Wrestling presents This Fire Burns. Uh,
This fire still
I was really
burns.
high. You're gonna have that as the theme music. That would be quite funny.
No, no.
Shame.
Yeah.
It's yeah. So obviously, Phoenix Pro Wrestling is your birthright, your birth child, so to speak, alongside. It's so good to see that you and Lunatrix have finally given birth to something so beautiful in Phoenix Pro Wrestling, based on
It's
the
a
Isle of
phoenix.
Wight. Yeah, the
Yes.
Phoenix, indeed. Now, obviously, it's called This Fire Rises. I'm taking the fucking piss. Because Trix is going to be like, get the fucking name right, pal. It's This Fire Rises, April 27th on the Isle of Wight. Not just the Isle of Wight, it'll be at Barton Primary School, ladies and
Woo!
gentlemen, which is in Newport, Isle of Wight. And for anyone wanting to come over from the mainland, be sure to contact Phoenix to be able to hook you up with the right kind of travel and stuff like that. It's also really cheap hotels, by the way. The Travelodge is always dirt cheap on the Isle of Wight. To be honest, I've stayed in it once, and there's a good reason why it is cheap because that thing is a crack house.
Yeah,
Just leave it.
just stay around Lunatrix's house. You know, she'll put you up.
Yeah, literally, she's got like 15. I always imagine she's got
Yeah.
some sort of basement with military beds just all lined up for
Oh yeah.
people. No,
Yeah. She'll cook you
yeah,
breakfast as well. You know. She does like
never.
mixed grills for like Max Carnage and. Just
I've never had a
so,
mixed grill round Trix's. What
oh,
the fuck is that
oh,
about?
yeah. Should do mixed grills, mate. Should do the whole lot, the whole trimmings. It's great. And
Absolutely. Yo, there's
she entertain you as well by her playing Call of Duty.
oh fuck me, that's an experience and a half. He'll play Call of Duty with Lunatrix. Talk about someone who takes gaming way too seriously. Um,
Luckily, I got the early stages, so she didn't know what she was doing. She was like,
uh,
"Where is everybody?" And every time she said that, she would die. And then months later, when I played her with her again, it was like, "Whoa, you were so serious. I'm leaving."
that's fair. Well, you are not too far away, obviously. We're recording this on the 11th. This will probably drop hopefully this weekend, so in a couple of days. Uh, and obviously you're a couple of weeks away. Are you nervous? Like, how do you feel knowing that, this is the first show you're going to put on as a co-promoter?
I'm not. I'm not nervous. I can only imagine for Luna though. She is probably nervous as anything flapping. I'm, she's got such a great mind for the business, so I'm not really as nervous. I would like to everything be on the day. Yes, I definitely when the day comes because obviously we've got all the new stuff to put up, like the lighting, entranceway, the ring, seats. Once we get the first show up and going, I know deep down after that I'd be like a lot more at ease. 'Cause it's like, okay, I know what is required for future shows now, so we don't need this, we don't need that. But it's
Fear of
just
the
that
unknown.
first,
Mm.
yeah. And I always think in my head like, well, we've got the whole day at Barton. Is it worth me actually getting there extremely early? Not Rudi Root early, like 6 a.m., but
Fuck that noise.
yeah, but a little bit
I
more
will, I
early.
will
Just
never
go.
miss doing a wrestling show and having to turn up at 12 for a show that starts at 9. Fuck that. That's never happening again. Like, not, I don't give a shit where I'm working. I'm not turning up until about 2 hours before doors. You can kiss my
Yeah,
ass.
that's fine.
It's
Yeah,
just
I mean,
ludicrous, isn't it?
I'm for me like if I'm there on my own and I set the ring up and no one else turns up for another 4 or 5 hours, I'm not fast. At least I know I'm head right. At least the ring's up. And
You just
hey,
want reps. That's all you want.
yeah, like hey, yeah. I said, hey, I'm gonna go in the ring and run the ropes for a bit. Yeah.
I can imagine you running the ropes non-stop for like 5 hours. I
Oh,
just,
my record actually was 10 minutes.
oh, fuck that.
Half of what Shawn Michaels did. So I'm like, I'll take that definitely. Shawn
He
Michaels would
does
do 20 minutes
20 minutes. Jesus
rope running.
Christ. Yeah,
I've
that's
done my
mad.
rec. Yeah, 10 minutes is that was a slog.
Yeah, when we do the rope running at All Star, you feel it. You're like, oh, yeah, this is it's harsh, but it's a
that 2 minute
necessary
mark.
evil.
That 2 minute mark. You think, here's the wall. Here's the wall. Do I stop now? I don't know.
Yeah, I kind of wait until my body decides you're about to throw up lunch, and then I'm like, yeah, that'll be me. You've only got two matches announced so far. I'm not entirely sure whether other matches will be announced by the time this drops, so I won't spoil it for your social media. Right now, you have Max Carnage versus Rusty Jack, and you have the Dirty Dave Dennis Open Challenge, which is terrifying for a family-friendly show. That Dirty Dave Dennis has found his way in there. Uh,
Actually, 3 matches.
really, regale
Yes.
me with the third.
Um, it's the Fire Risers match.
The Fire Rises match. Is this the six-pack challenge to determine your first ever
Five.
champion?
Yeah,
Five?
five. Yeah,
A
yeah,
five-pack challenge.
yeah.
Or a five-way. So, oh yeah, absolutely. I've completely missed it, to be fair. So I look forward to Lunatrix lighting up my inbox. Kelly Six, Nero, Lion Kid, Joshua James, and you, Rudi Root, for the
Yeah,
opportunity to become. This is for the first ever championship, right? To become the first ever champion.
yeah. I assume that's what a Rise of
You would hope
the
so,
Fire
wouldn't you?
Rise match. Yeah, Rise of Fire or Phoenix Rise of Phoenix.
Well,
Can't remember the name of the match.
yeah,
The
get it, sort the names out, tricks. What the fuck are you doing? Yeah, basically what it says
Fire
here,
Rises match.
well, it says here in a never before seen match, five wrestlers will start in the ring at the same time, and the first three competitors to gain a pinfall or a submission will advance to a final match of the evening, a triple threat match to crown the first ever Phoenix Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Champion. That's not convoluted at all. Do you fancy your chances, and how excited are you to be in the ring with four extremely capable men? One of which, Nero, has obviously not wrestled for a long time. A unique chance to wrap it up and lock up once again with the Hunter himself.
Yes, an old arch nemesis of mine. Like we've had battles so many times, and even through the COVID era, we have we wrestled for a good 30 minutes, and unfortunately, that match will never see the light of day. I think I do have it somewhere on my computer
Run it back.
or my phone
Run it
somewhere.
back.
I will.
Yeah, you'll probably meet each other in the final. It's destined to be, and whoever the third man is will probably just have to stand there while you two batter each other for a 45-minute stretch.
Best thing, I've worked with all the guys in this match, and it's just like I can't think of like any faults or nothing. It's just like they're all amazing and they all deserve to be in that match. They do.
How's it feel knowing you're co-promoter and you have the potential to be the first champion? Are you worried about a perception? Should you have the opportunity? Should you win the heavyweight championship? Are you worried that the perception will be, oh, he's a co-promoter. What's he doing in the title match?
Well, at the end of the day, I mean, like, even if I wasn't, uh, I'm not one to be big headed or nothing. I actually do not like it,
But
but
he's
I
about
actually,
to be, ladies and gentlemen. Prepare yourselves.
yeah. Um,
You are good. To be fair, just to clarify, you are good enough to be champion of your own promotion. It's not, it's not like
for the,
you're not some dumpy guy from Southampton. You'll do just fine.
yeah, it's not as if like, I mean, I don't intend if I was to win it, I don't intend to hold it for I don't know the best part of like forever.
He absolutely does. He's going full Roman Reigns with it, baby.
No, I mean, for me, if I was to do it, it'd be literally like, okay, I'll just be transitional. I'm just gonna, okay, we want to get it off this guy, we want to put it on him, but they're both heels. How do we do that? Oh, we get Rudi Root. It's like, yeah, no problem. I'll be a man for that. I don't
Well,
mind
you're
doing the
selling
transition.
selling yourself a bit short there, mate. Like transitional champions would imply that it's somebody who's just holding keeping it warm for somebody else, but you're good enough to be champion in a multitude of places.
Yeah, but it's a whole aspect though, isn't it? Of like, oh, he owns his own promotion, so he puts the championship on himself for a long time. It's like I always feel then for someone like me, like for a promoter, they should only have a nice, good run if they are like backing out from like in ring competition, and it's like a nice thank you note, like thank you for all you've done. So have this long title reign as a nice thank you note, and then sell off, sell off into the sunset. That's how would do it. But wrestling's a funny thing. I mean, everyone has their own opinions, don't they? I mean, like, I mean, I've obviously you have Chris Kay, who was the All Nations champion for a long time. But in my head, I kept thinking he's clearly holding it for a different purpose to put it onto someone, so it means something.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, just wait and see. I mean, I don't. I've it's a collective kind of decision, I would say.
Yeah, yeah. It's obvious
Yeah.
that you guys are trying to properly. What's the thing that makes you most nervous running your first show? What's the thing that makes you think, oh God, like this is something that could be quite a task for me, quite a hurdle? Like, have you enjoyed the promotion aspect of things, going out, postering, all that kind of? Because that's something you used to do anyway. You've probably done that for a number
Yeah.
of promotions you work for.
Yeah, I've done a few postering, but um with um with the council getting involved, actually we can't just like fly poster now, you know. So I've actually had to go on into shops and ask them. Flyering is taking actually some advice from Paris actually how to flyer. He's I've
He's one of the
I would
best
like
at it, isn't he?
oh my days, that guy.
Yeah.
It's,
I mean,
if I
what do you have? 550 at your last show? I think that speaks volumes about how good he is as a
does,
promoter. Mm.
yeah. I mean, I would just like put him for the mailbox where Paris literally knocks on every door and speaks to them. It's like, dude, it's like, and I was like, that took a long time just putting through all the mailboxes because we did it the other day and we must have put out, I think it was 500 flyers just by mailing through letterboxes, and that took yeah, like I said, like I think it was like 3 4 hours, and Paris is going around knocking on people's doors and speaking to them. That's mad.
Yeah.
That guy,
Mine's
the guy's a
Reminds me of being a
machine.
postie, mate. Reminds me of my good old days as a postman. Fuck you know.
Paris
Um,
is a promoting machine.
he is. Do you think, just as a quick sidetrack, it would be nice if CXW could do more shows, or do you like the magic of the fact they only do 3 or 4 a year?
I like the magic of Fear 4 Year. It's I've said this to him as well. It's like WrestleMania. It feels like Christmas as well. It's like a super show. That's what it is. It's literally a super show. Um, there's nothing like it. You go there, and the people you've worked with before around the country, and they all congregate this one place, Braintree, Essex. So you see like Damien there, Tim Strange, Ali OK, who's okay, Johnny Storm. It's just, and you just get on with everyone, and it's just like everyone knows what they got to do, and I don't like it to finish. That's why I'm always like normally the last one to leave. It's like I wanted to finish, and there's still some chairs out. Maybe we could no.
The adrenaline wears off eventually, but you've always got that next one to look forward to. That's the enjoy. So I guess
Yeah,
when you're working as much as I am, there are weeks where I'm like, oh, I have a great show, and I just think, got to wait now. Oh, that's all right. There's one next weekend. It'll be fine. It's like
yeah.
you fill the time. Luckily for me, I'm doing so much work now midweek that I don't have time to think about it, and that's good. Um,
You're
so
smashing. You are.
Phoenix. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Bless you. I
definitely are
you
smashing
know
it.
me, like people can say what they like about me as a person, but no one can question my work ethic. I work harder than anyone else at what I do. And
Yeah.
I love what I do. I'm excited to work at Phoenix. I know Lunatrix is apparently quote unquote devastated that I'm not at the first one. I think she's full of shit personally. You
You're
know.
not the first one.
No, I'm working CSF that day, unfortunately. I was never
Oh,
available in the first place. So.
I thought you were. I actually really thought you were.
No, mate. No, I won't be at the
Oh,
first one. I will make my I will pop my Phoenix cherry on May 18th at
oh,
Maximum Break, which of
oh.
course, nice poster for that
Biscuits.
show, by the way.
It is
Biscuits.
a nice poster.
It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. The guy obviously knows what he's doing. But yeah, no, that'll be where I make my debut, which will be interesting. Should be a lot of fun. Do you know what? For me, it's very unique. So you've got guys in your locker room that maybe you haven't seen for a long time, or guys that you haven't worked with for a long time. Is it do you have supreme confidence? You're comfortable with everybody in that locker room. You think, yeah, that's fine. Like, I haven't seen these guys for a long time. Whether it's someone like a Nero, for instance, who I love. I've always liked Nero. He knows that. I'm a big fan of his personally. I like his style. But is there ever kind of nerves with bringing people in like that haven't really contributed much to wrestling for quite a number of years?
No, I've it kind of never leaves you. It doesn't. Like the stuff you can do in the ring. It's
Hmm.
just like if you go back to the gym, you have muscle memory. It's ring memory. I watched we were at HEW last time, and there was a training session there, and I did like the first half, and I was like, I just want time to chill now. But Nero, he did the whole thing, and I was just watching him. I was like, you haven't lost it. You still got it. It's like I could just tell.
He's a freak athlete, isn't he? He was always
Yeah,
a freak athlete, Nero. Like
he's
he
very
always stood out to me.
articulate. Very articulate. He's very detailed,
Mm,
which I really like. It's like if there's, I mean, I'm ashamed. I ain't ashamed to say it, but if there's anything I've missed, he would pick it up because he's very
mm.
good. He's very detailed in that, and I really like that. And we just click very well. Like we have the same kind of like ideas. Like maybe this way didn't work. Okay, let's try it this way. Oh, that sounds way much better. Yeah, let's do it that way. Yeah. And I just let up. It's like, yeah, he knows what he's doing. He knows.
Is it exciting? Is it exciting that you're running this promotion alongside Lunatrix, but you're bringing in a very different breed of talent to what you've worked with before on the island? So,
Mm.
different people, different names, people who are going to be, obviously from what I can tell, guys like Jack Torino, Kelly Six, Joshua James, these are going to be regulars. They're not just going to come in for the one show and then not be seen again. They're going to be a regular spine of what you do at Phoenix. Is it exciting for you knowing that these are all guys that you've worked with a regular amount of time, and also, without being rude, they are a much bigger level and a much better level of wrestler because they've had all that time to travel across the country.
Yeah, honed their craft, and
Mm.
it's crazy because everyone on the card, I think I have worked with as well. So it's kind of like a weird feeling. I'm like the feeling out process kind of guy. It's like, yeah, I've worked with them. They're good. Bring
It's
them
like
in.
the best hits of Rudi Root all in one room.
Yeah, I it's because obviously Kelly Six has just come back from Japan, tour number
Yes, he
two.
has.
Um, and I know
He's just
Joshua James,
showing off at this point.
he is. And
Uh,
then you got Joshua James, who's like who's working with like Japanese wrestlers at Rev Pro.
Mm.
And you have someone like Lion Kid, who's literally been everywhere. He's been to like Japan, America, and Germany, and not like he's literally done a lot. I mean, if you were to say like, what would you want to succeed as an indie wrestler in the UK? You'd literally just say everything that Lion Kid has done. Um, and yeah, it's just, and you have like, who else? You have someone like who's even some people like Dave Dennis. He's trained with some really big names. He
Mm.
has. He's worked with a lot of big names, and he's a guy that just knows the crowd. He would know the crowd within the first 5-10 seconds he steps out there, and he just knows, okay, this the type of crowd we got, and he can control a match. You've got like people like a mass attraction like a Max Carnage who's like 6'8", 450 pounds. It's just like a sight to behold. And
An
then
absolute monster.
it'd be a sight to behold when he stands face to face in front of Rusty. Well, not face to
I
face,
was going
but
to
it's like
say that
yeah,
might be a stretch.
yeah. It's against Rusty Jack. It's like I would pay just to see that shot right there. I would.
Yeah, let's for whoever's doing the videography for the first show, if you don't get that shot, I will chew your ass out. You will get owned by me because that's your money shot right there.
That is yes.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's going to be a good night. It's going to be a special night, and I think it harkens to a new era of professional wrestling on the Isle of Wight, which is very, very cool.
yeah.
There are other promotions that work on the Isle of Wight, but Phoenix is looking to create its own identity. How much different do you think it's going to like? Obviously, you're used to 18 plus, right? You've done quite a few 18 plus,
Yeah.
which is funny because there's nothing really that 18 plus about you as a character, but your wrestling certainly lends itself to an 18 plus. Like you hit very hard. Now you're taking the thumbtacks. We can obviously roll those out on a regular basis for your 18 plus matches. Lovely, lovely.
Damn it! Damn
I'll
it!
get my death match with you, Rudy. You versus the Death Machine is going to happen eventually, young man.
Death Machine,
Um,
what, Sammy Callahan?
not that one, the Egyptian
Oh,
one. He's not a proper death machine. Get out of here. Don't tell him I said they'll murder me. But the first show, just so everyone knows, and by the way, check out the description in the podcast for a link to the tickets. Obviously, it's going to be on April 27th. Doors will be at 5 p.m. First bell will be at 5:30. Tickets are £12 per adult, £8 per child. A family of four is £35. If you want a front row seat, it's £14 for an adult, £10 for a child. So very reasonable prices considering how good the quality of talent is. And then you present Maximum Break at Rocket Ronnie's in Ryde. That's going
yes.
to be something else. This is your first venture into 18 plus as a promoter. That, of course, takes place on Saturday, 18th of May. That's going to be at Rocket Ronnie's. The 11 Esplanade, I think, is the number of the Esplanade.
Yes.
I'm not entirely clued up on the Esplanade, but I'm looking forward to seeing it. That's on Ryde, Isle of Wight. Tickets are just £10 each all round for 18 plus. Doors are at 7 and show starts at 7:30. Expect things to be ever so slightly more rowdy on that one, I imagine.
Oh,
But the setup
I'm
still looks good.
looking forward to that. I really am. I was at the Luna had a show at Ignite a couple of months ago, and I loved the way they presented it. It was just like so simple, easy, and you knew when you walked in, yeah, this is for a smart wrestling fan. This show is. You can easily tell just how everything was just so presented, and stepping into Rocket Ronnie's and how we were all discussing where the ring would be, entranceway, lighting. I just was visualizing it, thinking this is gonna be just like what I saw at Ignite, if not even maybe more better. I feel that's a big statement though as
It
well.
is a
That
big
is a very
statement,
big
but
statement.
there's nothing wrong with testing yourself against the best. Ignite do
Nah,
great stuff, and there's nothing wrong with wanting to emulate that. If I ran an 18 plus, I work at Rise. I will stand here and tell you there is not a better 18 plus show in the country. There just isn't. Regularly pulling 300 to 400 people minimum. Some of the most wild things you've probably ever seen in your fucking
I've
life.
heard the stories, man. It's mad up there.
It is mad. It's very much in keeping with Wrestle Plug, which is 18 plus batshit insane. And so is Rise to so many people. but I would want to be like Rise, if not better. There's things you always want to have your own identity, you always want to have your own
Mm,
ideas that are separate from anyone else. But there's nothing wrong. Wrestling inherently has always been about taking the best parts of what other people do and adapting it to yourself. No moves are original. There's so
yeah.
many people. Some guy came up to me the other day and was like, "I use the Uranagi." And you use it too, and I'm like, cool. It's probably about 5,000 wrestlers who use it, mate. Like,
Cool. Don't mind if I sit out with it and do you? There you go.
no,
I'll just change it.
yeah, like I sort of go rock bottom style with it, or I can stand or sit out or whatever. It depends on the opponent. But it's one of those things. Everyone does everyone's shit, so
You
make it
do.
your own. Make it your. The gimmick is where it really counts. It's where the entertainment value counts. So you got these two shows set. I have no doubt you'll have more shows set. But obviously, right now it's April 27th and May 18th. Those are the
Yeah.
places, and both ticket links are available. All right, Rudy Root. We like to finish these podcasts with word association. Before we do, however, get ready. Nah, it's
Oh
all right.
no.
I've gone very lightweight for this one for you, so we haven't got any gotcha moments on here. Don't worry. Um,
Yeah.
None of that nonsense. I can't be bothered with that. Now, when Lunatrix comes on, prepare your anuses. But and she'll be on apparently next week, so look out for that. By the way,
Oh,
congratulations.
biscuits.
You're on here before Lunatrix, so make sure you bury her first so that she knows exactly how you feel. But
Well,
yeah,
she's
is
done
there?
3 of these already, isn't she?
Yeah, but those were like back in the old days, and we hated each other for a long time, and now we love each other. Well, she loves me, obviously. I'm still a bit on the fence. No, I'm joking. But yeah, it's that thing of um, before we get into word association, first of all, social media. Where can people find Rudy Root on social media?
Well, you can find me on Facebook at the Retro Dude Rudi Root, basically that, and on Instagram at Rudy.root. And I've just recently just got into was it Twitter, X, whatever
X,
the name
X
is.
is cool now.
It's
Yeah,
X now. Oh, we're calling it X. It's just Rudy Root.
sponsored by Elon Musk. Yeah, good stuff.
And TikTok as well, Rudy Root. I mean, you can't. That's pretty much it every time. I mean, just look for a goofy guy wearing this hat and the shades. It's me.
Yeah. Do you sell your merch online? Can people buy your merch online, or do you sell them?
Uh,
Are you proper
I
retro and only sell them at the merch stand?
yeah, only at the merch stands. Well,
Have you still
actually,
got the giant boxes? Like I remember you used to like have a humongous box for the merch for every show. It was incredible.
the black box. Yes, everyone loves the black box. They do.
They do, don't
No,
they?
that's
They're just
been.
jealous because they ain't got as much merch.
I know, but I've had to like stop some on merch now because wherever it's going to Phoenix, so I don't have any more of my hats or glasses. All I have now
Heartbreaking.
is I have my comic book posters. I have
They're
my 8x10.
fantastic.
Oh, I love them. Idle
Yeah.
Mind. Check him out, man. Idle Mind is a great artist.
Good
Great.
shit. Really
I'm
good.
I'm
That is, yeah.
I'm considering issue 3 of my comic book posters.
Do it.
Uh,
Those look amazing.
soon. I got little photos. I've got my shirts. I've got the Chop Party ones. I just want a Wrestle t-shirts, which is this design by Noah.
I see that. I see that catchphrase. That's really good, by the way. I see that catchphrase has caught on quite nicely. Like, you used to
Yeah,
get
well, thanks
ripped
to
mercilessly for that. I just want to wrestle. And I was just like, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with a man wanting to wrestle? Like,
but
stop bullying this man.
it's because I have a little bit of a list, and
I've never noticed it personally.
I
Like,
do
mate,
sometimes.
once you see Jack Swagger, you don't have to worry about anyone else, do you, when it comes to a
Oh yeah,
list? Right?
or Jonathan Wass.
Jonathan Wass, indeed.
Jonathan
Yeah.
Wass.
Guns don't
Yeah.
kill people, wabbits do. Whatever. Like, it's good shit. But yeah, check out Rudy's merch at the merch table. And obviously, most importantly, follow him on social media. By the way, if you missed it, well, don't panic. It's all in the description. All of it's down there in the links below. So just click
Yeah.
on them, sign up. If you're on your phone, doesn't matter. It all works just fine. Because at Wrestle Plug, we do things somewhat properly, I
Support
guess.
local business.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fucking right. Yeah, yeah. Support and media, you motherfuckers. Really should get my hoodies made at this point, shouldn't I? Instead of
I
being
want a
lazy.
hoodie. I want a hoodie.
I do need to make Wrestle Plug merch again. It's been a long time. You know me, I'm all about the talents getting over, not myself. I'm not really. I get over by doing a good job and helping everyone else. That's how I get over. But yeah, you can check out Aaron Nix and Am Media on social media. It's not hard to find me. Just look for the giant Egyptian bloke being a cunt. Easy. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the the highlight of every podcast, which of course is word
Oh no.
association. I'm going to read out some names of individuals. Rudi Root's going to give me one word to describe said person, and then he can happily embellish and give us more details should he wish. Rudi Root, are you ready for word association on the Wrestle Plug?
Yes.
All right,
That's
we're
not
going to
another
start.
yes.
Right, let's start. Let's start. Let's just get it out of the way. Let's start with co-owner of Phoenix Pro Wrestling, Luna Tricks. One word to describe that reprobate.
Delight. She's the
Yeah,
delight from the Isle of Wight.
yeah, she's all right. Yeah, it's good, by the way. It's good. I can't believe she dropped the Queen of Intergender. I was like, come on, man. I thought that was good
She's
shit.
put on the backbone. Put on the backbone, she has.
Yeah, now that we're friends again, she can start using that again. So if she starts using it again, I know full well that it's because she hated me, which is absolutely fine because I still hate you, Luna Tricks, you piece of shit. No, I'm joking. All right, next up, Joshua James.
Um, Joshua James. I'm gonna put coffee.
Interesting. Would you care to embellish?
Yes, because we're at Deershed, right? And we were the
You and fucking Deershed. You might as well move in, bruv.
well, I think we were like the first was up, first was awake, and he just goes, oh, I'm gonna go get coffee. I'll come with, and we just every morning at Deershed we just went and got coffee, and we like, coffee is life.
I
Coffee's our
agree.
source.
Yes, coffee is
My,
life, as well
he's
as
my coffee bro.
coffee, bro. There you go. There's a
Yeah,
club. I want to be in the Coffee Boys Club. That sounds fun.
yeah, the coffee
Yeah,
boys club.
yeah. That's right. Hear that, Brett? Book me, you bastard. No, I'm joking. Yeah, it's one of those things. It's yeah, no, Josh, he's fucking sick. He's such a cool guy.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's awesome. And so yeah, drink coffee with Joshua James if you ever get the chance. Still partial to a zero sugar monster, young man.
yeah, I have to. Yeah,
Yes.
I have
Well,
no
yeah,
choice.
obviously. But I mean, I thought as a highbrow athlete, you might not even drink it anymore because you're obviously
Oh,
shredded to the gills.
well, on a rare occasion, maybe before hours before the doors of my match, just to keep me going.
We all need
Because
it, don't we? We all need
yeah,
something to take us over. Coffee,
yeah,
Monster, caffeine will be the death of me. It absolutely will. All
yeah,
right.
same.
One word to describe Kelly Six.
One word to describe Kelly Six. I had it then, but then it went. Uh, Flamboyant.
Wickedly charismatic, isn't he? Like,
Yes.
he's got a different level of charisma. Some people are very
Yeah.
reserved, they're very quiet. I don't pretend. Despite my bombastic personality, I'm very quiet on show days. I tend to just keep myself to myself, work hard. But yeah, whenever Kelly Six walks in the room, he just fills the room with energy.
He does, and
Amazing.
he's just smooth. He's smooth as a cucumber, man. He's like when I
Smooth as a cucumber. Get that on a t-shirt. I mean, yo, fucking Ryan Hendricks will be fucking clocking onto you. He'll be furious about that. Oi, that's my gimmick.
but every time I do watch Kelly Six wrestle, I just keep thinking it's like he's just even though he's not being over the top flamboyant, it's just his movement is very much like it, and I just can't take my eyes off it. It's just like I've got to watch what he does. I have to because even just him stepping forward, oh wow, that's a new way of walking. I must try that.
He's good. He's good shit. He really is. Nice guy as well. A lot of fun.
Yeah,
I'll never forget IWE, the one show he did for IWE, and I was the videographer for it. And he just spent a whole minute during his entrance and his intro, plugging his merch and all his social media to me on the camera. He's like, check out Kelly Six online, check out my Instagram here, check out my t-shirts. You can buy these. And I was just like, you're fun. You get shit. You're good. Yeah, I've never forgotten that. Big fan of Kelly Six. One word to describe Rusty Jack.
hype.
Rabies.
No, I said hype.
Yeah, yeah. No, I said rabies. He said hype. Yeah, yeah. He's unique, isn't he? Very unique.
Definitely. It's from start to finish. It's I would say only two of us. I would say only two of us I know, myself included, who from as soon as they come through the curtain, they just go. They just go. And with I feel I'm the same, but Rusty is also like just switches it straight on, just like that. It's like I've seen him at the back, and he's like pacing. I can hear the little grunts like ah. I was like, oh, he's getting in there, he's getting there. And as soon as you hear that, who let the dogs out? He's out there. And he's like, he's just from start to finish, all hype.
Yeah, he's fearless. It takes a
Mm.
lot to really convince people that you are a rabid dog. Um, like,
You could tell in the first 5 seconds. Not even that.
again, what we were talking about, weren't we? Name,
Yeah,
gimmick. Everyone's favorite underdog, Rusty Jack, Doddle. I understand immediately what you are, and then you come out of who let the dogs out. This is something that everyone, if you're just breaking into wrestling or you're still training like I am with a lot of guys and stuff like that, you find something that screams who you are immediately. So I don't have to wait. Roger Sears is another good example. The main event, Roger Sears, clearly this guy
yeah.
believes that he is the best. He makes history. It's so easy. Um, Roger Sears, by the way, is next on my list. Roger Sears, one word to describe the man with the largest appendage in all of professional wrestling.
Professional.
The consummate professional. The
I've all
like the
I've
benchmark
always
for that. Yeah.
when I had my match with him around Bournemouth, he just literally just no, just nothing bad about the guy at all. It's like, so what do you want to do? Oh, let's do this. All right, cool. Just simple. It's just like it's a constant professional.
I personally think it's disgraceful that he's not working in more places.
Yeah, he
Uh,
should be. I
yeah,
think he
yeah.
definitely should be.
I know he's older and I know he doesn't have the desired look of a megastar, but he has the attitude and the ability. And also, he's got a hell of a gas tank on him. He can work for a long
Yeah.
time. He can, I've seen him go 30, 35 minutes. Like, he's a great wrestler.
I mean,
And I
I,
wonder, do you know what? Maybe he's too nice. Do you think maybe he's just too nice? He
they
doesn't want to
always
step on anyone's toes.
they always say that in wrestling, don't they? It's like, oh, you're not going to get far because you're being too nice. It's like sometimes I feel that with me sometimes, but then somewhere down the line they say, oh, I'm not going to take any more shit. I'm going to be an asshole, and then it seems to propel them. It's like I can actually counteract that. Actually, I know he's in the mainstream. Eric Young,
Hmm.
he never politicked his way into anything. He was just being him, and eventually look where it led him. Being a
Yeah, he's,
two-time Impact champion.
don't forget as well, got battered by Roger Sears.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Roger Sears confirmed as better than Eric Young. Just saying.
But that
Um,
was the battle of the nice men.
it was one. Yeah, no, it was so cool watching these two gentlemen have a great match. And it was simple and it was effective. And I'm pleased for Rog because if he doesn't do anything big again, and he will, but if he never did, he's always going to be able to say, "I wrestled Eric fucking Young." That's cool as
Oh,
shit. A
that
lot
is
of people
cool.
would kill
Yeah.
to do that. So, and well deserved. One word to describe Darcy Stone.
Darcy Stone. Hmm.
Don't tell me you've forgotten who Darcy Stone is.
I know Darcy Stone. Um, fun. Just just fun to be around. Just
She
fun to
won't.
watch.
She won't watch this. I think I miss her more than I do anyone else on shows because I never see her.
Mm.
She's doing loads. She's doing amazing things at Mythos Ragnarok now and things like that. So she's a busy lady traveling all around the world, being a megastar. But yeah, if you ever catch this, Darcy, I really miss your face. You genuinely bring so much light to a locker room. Speaking of which, one word to describe Nightshade.
Nightshade. Hmm. Charming.
Yeah, proper proper like just a really high class human being. Like when
Yeah.
some people are like, some people in wrestling are a bit grubby, or they're a bit or they're a bit like myself, edgy, bit of a twat. She is none of those things. She's just like you just think like, are you sure you're a wrestler? Because you are really, really lovely. Like you're like,
The only times I've have spoken to anything, it's just always been just so charming, just so polite to chat to. I mean, I seeing her in the ring, I'm like, oh, it's this evil woman. I bet she's like got some sort of kind of attitude or something. I don't know, because just look how she's presented it in the ring. I mean, talking to her, she's like, oh, I had such a great time it was. It was like, what? You got nothing like that's yeah, it's just a very delight and charming person.
desperate to work with her more. Love being around Nightshade. Just one of the best women's wrestlers in the world, in my opinion, as well. So good at what she does. Really great movement for a big powerhouse of a woman as well. Got amazing movement. Just understands wrestling. Also, tagging with Sky Smiths and you're gonna do just fine, aren't you? Like
Yeah, she's
that's
gonna
the pinnacle. You know.
smash the Brit wrestling scene, aren't you? those
Literally
two.
that. Well deserved, those two. And they're perfect for each other as well because they're world class people. So
Yeah,
it's good to see them smashing it together. One word to describe Max Carnage.
he's gonna hate me for saying this. Actually, I, no, I'm gonna go with the
Beef.
other one. I'm gonna go with the other one. Actually, I had uh wise,
What was
the
the
wise,
first word then? What was the other word?
cuddly.
He is a bit cuddly, isn't he?
Yeah,
Like,
he
yeah,
is. I know,
he,
but
yeah.
I've
Not in the
always,
ring. Fucking hell.
no, no. Well, I don't know. His bear hug was quite pleasant, but no, he's
Yeah.
If I was to pick two words, but yeah, cuddly and wise. He's like I wish I could. He's like the Paul Heyman, he's the wise man, the
He'll
voice of
love.
reason.
Oh, his ego's gonna explode when he hears that.
Oh, I'm Paul
Yeah.
Heyman, everyone.
His head couldn't be any bigger just from sheer like genetics. Like, like
So
he's
like wrestling knowledge.
yeah, he's massive. Like he's
He
massive,
is.
larger than life.
I've yet to have a one-on-one with him.
Yeah. Well, there you go. There you
Yet to
go.
have a
Phoenix
one-on-one.
Management, get that sorted. Oh wait,
Yeah.
that's you. You book it. There you go. It's sorted. There you go. Who has the biggest hand, by the way, in booking matches? Is it you or Luna? Or is it very much a 50-50 split?
In booking matches, um, I'd say it's 50-50. 50-50. We've had these because the original matches we had originally when it was first discussed was like very simple and plain, but then someone suggested got to try and stand out, make something a bit more interesting, and yeah, it was Max Carnage actually came up with the idea of the Rise of the Phoenix match, and so kind of we kind of get like a little rough. We do like a rough cut on what we would like for a card, um, and then we might either tweak it round or something. But then we see who's available. Then we see in our other pool who we could have to put in there. So it's kind of like it's a 50-50 like there.
One word to describe Ajax.
Approachable,
Hmm.
always. I mean, when you see the guy, you just think, I'm going to approach this guy, and he's just, again, he's such a nice person. He is, and he's always is. He's always listening. He's always just, yeah, he's just a very approachable person.
Politician. He's good at
He is
very.
no,
He's very good
uh,
at finding balance, which is why he's a
yes,
good friend of mine. He's not
he's
the
a good
most
observer.
conventional. Yeah, and like a lot of people think, because I don't know why people think I'm larger than life in terms of personality and charisma, and I'm very flattered by that. But I consider myself quite reserved a lot of the time. But Ajax, everyone always says like, oh, Ajax is quite a unique friend for you. He's quite different because we are best mates, and I think I like the fact he's a politician. He'll find balance. If I tell him that I'm in a position of difficulty or whatever, he will find a reason to understand it. He won't just be like, well, yeah,
Yeah,
fuck everybody else, let's just fucking
burn
support
it,
Nix.
burn the house,
Yeah,
kill them all. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, he never does that. He always finds a very calming and soothing nature to situations.
Mm.
And I think that's really, really important in this day and age where we all fly off
It
the handle
definitely
for
is.
whatever reason. Like,
It's very
yeah,
rare to
very
find
cool.
in some people. Very rare.
Yeah, it's a real personality trait to have that not many people have.
Mm.
I'm not like that. I'm just like you say, I'll torch everything. Fuck it. I'm Mr. Napalm, and that's how I mean, I am a death machine at the end of the day, so that's kind of makes sense.
Sammy
But
Callahan?
not that one, the other one.
Oh,
I'm worried. I'm
right.
worried now that if I start wrestling more regularly, people are going to want me to wrestle Callahan, and I'm told that he hits like a fucking freight train. I'm like, no, you're all right. That'll be someone to test your
hashtag
strong start against.
hashtag Knicks versus Sammy.
Knicks versus yeah, but then people will be like Sami Zayn. I'll be like, oh shit, no, like he's gassed
There
out,
you
gonna
go.
kill me. Yeah,
Yes.
I think I'd rather wrestle Sami Zayn than probably Sami Callahan. Actually, I think he'd be nicer to me. I think Sami Callahan would be like, I'm gonna kick the shit out of you, you Pharaoh cunt. That's
Yeah.
but no, actually, I do have a couple of mates who have wrestled Sami Callahan, and they've said he's actually really fun, like a lot of fun to be around. So there you go, Death Machine versus Death Machine on an 18 plus show. That's the dream. Well, for him, for me, it's a nightmare. So,
Yeah.
we'll find out. You never know. You never know. Hopefully, I've passed away by then. I won't have to worry.
Oh, don't be like that.
Yeah, never ever know. We've only got a couple left. One word to describe Jack Torino.
Ah, great. He's just great.
Just
You know,
great. He's
yeah, yeah,
great.
great. I mean, if you could put him on a box of Kellogg's and now be, yeah, great.
Yeah, he could
um,
actually be Tony the Tiger. I know he's a girthy rhino. He could
oh yeah, yeah.
absolutely get. He's larger than life, isn't he? He brings
He
so
can
much.
pull
Again,
anything off. He can pull anything off. He did a rap battle at HEW and he friggin' nailed it. You know, it's just like, is there anything this guy can't do? It's like when he wants to be serious, you can easily tell. When he's having a laugh in the ring, you can tell. I mean, when I kissed Jack Trina in the ring, I did.
oh,
I'm not gonna shy away.
oh,
Yeah,
spicy,
yeah, and
spicy
yeah,
content of the Wrestle Plug.
yeah, in front of Johnny Storm and Lunatrix. Yeah,
Yeah, know your place, Lunatrix, behind Rudi Root when it comes to Jack Torino.
yeah.
Have it on good authority. Jack Torino's never had a kiss in the ring quite like it.
You know, he'd be the first one to say all tongue as well. You know, and it was, yeah, yeah.
Spicy content. Love it. Check out our Wrestle Plug OnlyFans for the content. Good shit. Yeah, very good shit. Yeah, very good. Any inkling to start your own OnlyFans at any point, Rudy?
No, no.
I was so like matter of fact. No, no, absolutely fucking not. No.
If I was to start one, I have to bring Jack Torino on.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah,
that's the
get me going. You
collaboration.
know, yeah, get the motion going. And once it starts going, I'm like, okay, you can go now. Go away. I've got him now.
You, yeah, you can go now. I've got them. How very how very male escort of you. Yeah, I'm finished now. You can fuck off. That's good shit. I really like that. See what I mean? See, for all those people who are like thinking, oh, Rudy Root on the Wrestle Plug, this should be interesting. See, he's fucking entertaining as shit. Kiss my ass. That's why I had him on. Yeah, good shit. All
Who's
right.
been chatting crap about me then?
Luna Tricks, mate. You know what she's like, always running your.
Yeah,
No, I'm
yeah,
joking.
yeah,
No, to be
yeah,
fair, like when
yeah.
I told her, she was like, "Oh, good for Rudy." She didn't want to, step on your toes or anything. She was excited. She knows that I'll fucking, look after you and do it properly. That's why. Not like those gimps that dudes at ringside. What a bunch of fucking marks, I tell you.
Uh, yeah, I didn't really get much in. I have to
No,
say.
they tend to talk a lot for themselves, but it is what it
Yeah,
is. No shade
yeah,
on them, to be fair. I'm sure they're
yeah.
lovely guys, but it is what it is. Rudy Root, one word to describe the retro dude himself, Rudy Root.
I can't pronounce the word. uh, I'm a lot. I keep thinking I'm a lot of words, but I need one that can really symbolizes me.
Rudy Root, a man of many words.
Enigmatic.
Good word. Yeah. For me, hybrid. Somebody who
I'll
has a
definitely go with
lot.
that.
Yeah, like the utility man of professional wrestling. I can drop you
You
in
know,
anywhere, and you're going to be
I'll
great.
retract that. I'll go with that. I'll go with that.
Yeah.
I'll retract that.
Like
I'll go with that
there's
one.
yeah, like you're the Cedric Peeling of wrestling. Nobody will get that reference at all. Cedric Peeling was a French tennis player, but he was renowned for being the only player who could play every style. He could do literally anything on a tennis court, and that's you in wrestling. I feel like there's not really much you can't do. You may not necessarily excel at certain things as much as other guys. Like who's going to be as good a promo as say Tate Mayfair's? He's the man. But
Yeah.
then you can do a promo. You can wrestle like a world class wrestler. You can hit
Mm.
properly. You can hit hard. You can hit softly. You can do the athletic shit. You have a great gimmick. You have a good look. You have good merch. Like all of these things that line up, which is why I feel that you're far ahead of a lot of other talents who may get a lot more work than you.
Yeah.
So I think hybrid suits me. And as you
Yeah.
say, enigmatic is a good word as well.
Like you say as well, utility. I can be used for all sorts of stuff. It's like a lot of promotions always seem to put me with much bigger people, and like it's cool because obviously it's like I know I can work a big person. It's easy. I just do the running, just and make their shit look like
Why
it
do you think I
was.
want to wrestle you? Because then I can have a fucking break. Gas tank is not my forte. Like you are just one of these people. Like you've done Iron Man matches. You can go.
Yeah.
You can just go with anyone. It's incredible to see. Rudy Root, have you enjoyed your time on the Wrestle Plug?
I definitely have. I definitely have, and haven't actually mentioned it yet. Before actually, I did, but that's a gnarly backdrop. I
Yeah,
love the
I
backdrop.
again, my backdrop always suits the person that's on, and I thought, well, that just
Love it.
suits Rudy perfectly. Yeah.
Yes,
I love
I want it.
cyberpunk shit. I love this kind of stuff. Like my dream is to live in a futuristic kind of scope like this, you know.
Yeah, the neon look is just on point.
I've played way too much Mass Effect. I wish I lived on the Citadel. That's kind of
I,
how I live.
I need to start playing Cyberpunk 2077.
You absolutely do. That game is tailor-made for you. Like it's just
It's
perfect.
hopefully it's not as buggy as it was before though.
No, it's really good now, actually.
Oh,
Like
good.
really good. Yeah. And now is
That's,
the time to get it. It's cheap and it
yes.
plays super
Is
well.
it? How cheap is it?
You can get it for like what are you going to play it on PC or console?
PS5 console.
You can. I'll probably be able to find a code for you for less than 20 quid. So, you know,
Oh, sick.
just hit me up in the DMs, and we're just going to talk
Oh,
about video games now, ladies and gentlemen.
yeah,
Fuck
yeah,
off.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
The hell with wrestling.
like a paraphrase. Yeah, wrestling's boring, mate. Video games is where
Yeah,
it's at. Oh, by the way, Lunatrix, like you might be good at Call of Duty. I will whip your ass at Fortnite. I'll whip it so hard. Like you're getting
yeah.
whipped.
Last time I played Fortnite was when it first came out. It's like the skeleton of it is like, wow, look how bland this game is.
Literally, they went back to the original map recently a few months
Oh, right.
ago, and I was whinging like fuck because I was like, "What's this boring shit?" And I was like, "Wow, is this what you guys put up with when you first started playing?" That's boring.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I do love Fortnite. I've been dragged into it courtesy of our boy Cameron Anderson. He's
Uh,
dragged me in kicking and screaming. It's good fun. So, but yeah, if anyone wants to join me and Rudy for a gaming night at some point, give us a shout because crossplay is now a real thing, ladies and gentlemen. Should be a good laugh. Don't forget Rudi Root on the socials right down here. Follow all those social media links, buy a t-shirt. Most importantly, come and support Phoenix Pro Wrestling on April 27th and May 18th on the Isle of Wight. And if you're struggling or you're thinking, oh, you know, I live in Portsmouth, or I live in Southampton, or wherever it might be, I don't know how to get there, contact Phoenix and they will let you know the cheapest and most effective way to come over and also get back as well. There
Heck,
will be
even
a
Luna Trix will pick you up as well. She says it's
yeah,
fine.
yeah, she owns a school
Yeah,
bus. She'll get everybody. It's
yeah,
fine. Yeah, she does
yeah,
everything. Yeah, you know what? She loves working more than she wants to. That's her thing. Like,
yeah,
she just loves
yeah,
doing more work. She'll put you up. She'll make you a mixed grill. She'll have sex with
yeah,
you. Yeah, yeah. Wait, what?
yeah.
Yeah, no. Wait, what? I'm joking. Obviously, don't kill me, Jack. But yeah, no, it's one of those things. Check out Phoenix Pro Wrestling. Come and support Rudy and the gang because they're doing great things. And if you're very lucky, you might see me being an absolute shit cunt as well. So that'll be fun. Yeah, shout out to anyone you want to give a shout out to before we wrap it up, mate.
Anyone else? Just they probably won't watch this. My family. Hi.
Hi, Rudy's family. They're really nice people. They're lovely people. Yeah, they're like you, salt of the earth, good people.
Oh, thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap it up there. Thank you very much to Rudi Root, of course, for joining us here at the Wrestle
Yo,
Plug.
bros.
How very in gimmick. I love it. Yeah, I've been Aaron X. He's been Rudi Root. Thank you very much for watching. And don't forget, Phoenix Pro Wrestling, the first order of the Phoenix beginning. See what I've done there?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's very, 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 very droll. Very droll. Yeah.
Very droll, sir.
Yeah, it's very droll. April 27th on the Isle of Wight, this fire rises. Get ready for a new experience in
Get
professional
your
wrestling.
tickets now,
Buy your
people.
ticket. Buy them now. Buy them. Are you? Why have you not bought your tickets yet? If you're watching this,
Yeah,
buy them, or I'll
yeah.
come into your
Yeah,
house and
Emperor
kick.
Palpatine's talking. He says, buy your
Literally,
tickets.
good, good.
You will buy
Buy.
these tickets.
You will buy Phoenix Pro tickets. Buy them,
I
you
will buy
fucking
tickets
assholes.
now.
Yes, you will. Yeah, buy them. Hurry up. These are not the tickets you're looking for because they're not Phoenix Pro. Simple as that, really.
Yeah.
And with all those nerdisms out of the way, we will catch you very soon for more content from the Wrestle Plug.